snowstorm. I hope everyone's doing well. You're doing your shoveling and all that. Everything's good and all that. But I definitely wanted to get in here because this is a momentous occasion. Oh, wait, what am I doing here? I want to be here. That's where I want to be. Yes, that's where I want to be. Right there on the tier maker list. There, that's where I want to be. And so I wanted to just be sure to do this here on the momentous occasion here, the 50th anniversary of Wheel of Fortune here, and just rank all the hosts here. And as I promised, there's gonna be some there may or may not be some hot takes during this ranking here. We'll get into the nitty gritty here, but I got my Wheel of Fortune magazine there from early. I guarantee you, there's gonna be some hot takes. I'll like I said, I'll get to that in just a sec here. Anyone popping up into the? Oh my God, can I see it on here? So I'm not bouncing between windows like I have before. Like I said, when I'm doing two windows here, I guess we don't see. I guess I can't see it on the phone here. Oh well. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I can do. Okay, so maybe I can just do it on my phone. Look at my phone here. That'll be good. All right. So thanks for joining in. I know again. I know this is on short notice, relatively short notice. Didn't promote as much as and it just came up on a whim like that. But hope you can see it either live here or on the VOD here coming up a little bit later here, and you can chime in and all that stuff. But anyway, definitely wanted to get in on this on the 50th anniversary of Wheel of Fortune. A couple of good hosts here, and I just wanted to make it clear. Oh, hey Brett, how you doing? It's good to see you again, man. Happy to have you aboard here, and I wanted to make it clear. Going in this, I'm only doing the U.S. Version of Wheel of Fortune. I may do on a later stream. I may rank the international host on a later date, and I'm not doing sub hosts. There are a couple of sub hosts during Wheel of Fortune's history. Alex Trebek on two different occasions, at least two different occasions. The most well known was during April Fool's Day 1997 when he hosted Wheel when Pat and Vanna were playing, and prior to that, he also subbed for Chuck Woolery during a week of August of 1980 or something like that. I forgot why. He was doing that. Oh, Stump Beef Gnaw. Sorry, man. I'm sorry about that, man. But hope you can at least when the VOD goes up, you can see it from there, man. But nonetheless, though, I'm really glad you're able to show up anyway. Thanks to being here, man. One way or the other. So like I said, I'm going to do a separate video on the sub host a little bit later down the road here, and international host. I may do that for another day as well. But we're now just going to focus on the American host here, and all starts with Chuck Woolery. Very first host from 1975. I already discussed him ad nauseum during my tribute to him a few weeks ago. You know where he's going. Oh yeah, I'm going to discuss the tiers here. $5,000 is named for the silver $5,000 wedge on the wheel. Why are those ads showing up here? Like I thought, you know what? I thought I got this popping down perfectly. And then let me just X out of that here. Just when you think you got everything down to a science, ads pop up. Unbelievable. Come on, man. But anyway, so Chuck Woolery, I already discussed him. I really loved how he did the play-by-play commentary for the spinning of the wheel. Like, are you closing out on free spin territory coming up? Oh, I think it's just too much. You got 500. He'd also say, oh, you go close to the bankrupt. Nope. And then he said, past the 2, past the 5, heading toward 1,000 and all that stuff. And then also said, like, when he was about to settle in, about 500, when settled in on a wedge, like 500, he said it's 500 locked, and something among those lines. Also, I mentioned about how he put emphasis on the multiples when a contestant called multiples of a letter in a pet puzzle. Really great stuff there. He really made good banter with the contestants and Susan. I loved, if you watch an episode from 1976 on here, I forgot who the contestants were, but there was so much time left at the end there. He had ample time to chit chat a little more with the contestants, and he had a little more. It really showed that he was really into the show, really interested in contestants there and their decisions to spin or solve it. So, as a matter of fact, one person solved the puzzle so early they knew it. Chuck had the contestants spin one last time for fun to see where they would have landed had they spun again. I think they would have landed on the big money. I think it was 2,000 at the time, but so that was really good. So Chuck Woolery, he is going in the S tier right there, undoubtedly S tier. Man, one of the all-time greats. And then, unfortunately, in 1981, he and Merv Griffin got in a dispute over his pay raise. Merv was not going to allow it, but NBC at the time was willing to chip in. But Merv said, "Nuh-uh, do not pay him. And if you do that, we're moving the show to CBS." And so NBC obliged. They did not pay Chuck, give Chuck a raise, and as time went on, Chuck Woolery, on Christmas Day of 1981, Christmas of all days, he got the pink slip. He was fired. Although Chuck would have a great career with Love Connection, Scrabble, Greed, and an impressive resume of game shows. So Chuck, S tier for sure, $5,000. Now, here I said it was going to be a hot take here. Pat Sajak. Now, I gotta be honest with you. I kind of feel now he was good at moving the show along here. He was good at playing traffic cop and moving the show along. I kind of feel now this may be on the strength of his later years, more so than his early years. Although I watched some of his early years too in the 80s and 90s, I kind of feel like he had a tendency to be a little too snorky at times. I gotta be honest with you. I think he was pushing like a little too snorky with contestants. I think he was trying a bit too hard to be funny at times. More times than not, he was trying a bit too hard to be funny. Although he had some good reactions, like to some enthusiastic contestants. Like I remember from like 98 or 99, when a contestant was really excited about winning the bonus round, he started chasing Pat all over the set there. He even chased him behind the puzzle board. And it was good stuff to watch that. He also, there's also the April Fool's Day 2008 episode where he pulled the prank on Vanna where he was bald. He was wearing a wig. That was good stuff too, but I feel like for the most part, I don't know. In comparison to Chuck and some of these other hosts, this is going to be controversial because he was good at moving the game along, and he didn't show the same enthusiasm for big spins like Chuck did. I don't know if he's going to go and lose a turn or not. I didn't mention the other tiers like 3500, the Purple Wedge, really good host too, not quite excellent, but Free Spin could use some work. Lose a turn, maybe it was good as for a temporary go around. And Bankrupt is the worst host of all. Although even the worst host, I think, even the worst host per se on this list I don't think deserves to go on in Bankrupt. We'll see as time goes on here, but Pat, I think you're gonna go there, man. I really do. I know he's probably the most celebrated host in the Wheel of Fortune history, but I think he's gonna go there. I gotta, man. That's my preference, though. Just my preference, people. I don't know. I think he. We'll see. I hate to do it because I know he's synonymous with Wheel. But I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm just gonna leave him there in the middle for now. No. Oh God. No. I'll move him here. He had a tendency to be a bit curmudgeonly as time went on, but he could be genuine at times. He had great reactions to, like I said, with enthusiastic contestants and all that stuff. But I just don't think he's on par with Chuck. I really don't. I think Chuck did it better. But I don't think he's horrible, though. So now, this next host, Rolf Benirske. So this is interesting. Pat was still hosted the syndicated nighttime show, but left the daytime show on NBC to pursue his late night talk show, the Pat Sajak Show, on CBS, which only lasted one season. I think it was less than a season. So Rolf Benirske was called in to host the daytime version in the spring of 1989, and Merv had an interesting. This is an interesting choice because Merv saw him on a talk show. He was a guest on a talk show. I forgot which one it was. Merv saw him and thought he had potential, so he hired him pretty much on the spot. Didn't give him any tryouts or anything like that. No auditions. So he just hired him right then and there. So when you watch Rolf host, he was kind of robotic. He kind of just like, okay, you spun 3,500. No, not 3,500. He said, no, you spun 2,000. Good spin. Okay, what lure do you want? I can give you two of those. He's kind of stiff at times. He was personal with the contestants, so he was friendly. It wasn't rude at all. But there was one time when the game ended in a tie, and when it comes to the daytime version at the time, all the contestants come back. There were no tiebreakers. All the contestants returned on the next episode, and Rolf forgot this rule, and he just admitted on the air he forgot what to do. He forgot what he was supposed to do. So again, this is not because Rolf was thrown in cold. He had no training, no tryouts. Merv hired him on the spot, but he definitely showed potential. He doesn't deserve. So I'm going to put him in the free space spot. If he was given enough time, I think he would have come into his own there. He would have ironed out the wrinkles, and he would have been great. I don't know if he would have been on par with Chuck Woolery, but I think he definitely would have had great potential. Of course, he mentioned, Rolf later mentioned that he didn't want to pursue hosting full time. It was fun, but there's nothing he wanted to do for a full time gig or whatever. He was very thankful for his time there for sure. So moving on, so about after a month hiatus, the daytime version actually moved to CBS, and it was cheap. It went cheap, the daytime version. I think the lowest, when they premiered on CBS in the summer of '89, I think the lowest wedge on the wheel was like $75 or $50 or whatever. So it cheapened the budget for sure, and I think the top bonus round prize was like $5,000 in cash. I know there's some cars on there too, I believe. But Bob Goen was brought in to replace Rolf Bernierske, and Bob Goen, he was class personified. He was very smooth at what he did. It kept the show going at a brisk pace, made good jokes here and there without holding up the game. Really great with contestants. Really wanted them to do well. Had great sympathy for contestants missing out on money. It's a shame that he didn't get this ended up being his longest running game show he hosted in his career from 1989 to 1991. In 1991, by the way, the show moved back to NBC, replacing the reboot of Let's Make a Deal, and then the daytime version eventually ended for good in September of 1991. But Bob Goen was amazing, and there's a reason why. He's hosting the live version. He's the permanent host of the live touring version of Wheel of Fortune, all the way to this very day, and he was really good at it. He was really good. I was thinking about doing one of the series I'm thinking about doing in the future is Host Who Deserves More, and Bob Goen is definitely one of them. It seems like he was a great host, but he just got horrible formats. This ended up being his best format overall. His longest running show, if I remember correctly. It was cheap, but it was still Wheel of Fortune. That's what it was. But Bob was great. The cheapness was nothing of Bob's doing. Bob was amazing. I think he's going to go right behind Chuck here at S tier. Now here we go. David Sidoni for the kids version of Wheel of Fortune called Wheel 2000. Now he had this great energy. He was really enthusiastic. Not over the top. Not like not large ham or whatever. But great enthusiasm. Really supportive. He definitely had that Big Brother vibe with the contestants. Given that we're dealing with kid contestants here. He was great. He knew the game. He knew what he was doing. David Sidoni, of course, of the Nickelodeon sketch comedy Roundhouse on the Snick Block, and that was a lot of fun. He was great there, and he was great here. I don't think he was as good as Chuck or Bob. But he's definitely there. I think he's definitely better than Pat. But yeah, David Sidoni, he had this great vibe. He had this great Big Brother vibe, so we could relate well to the contestants. Kind of like J.D. Roth on Funhouse, like how he was young, with just like he was of college age at the time when he did Funhouse, so he could had that Big Brother vibe with the contestants as well. Same deal with David Sidoni. He was able to relate with the contestants well. Given his back history with Nickelodeon, now he's doing this children's game show, this children's version of Wheel 2000. Great for its time. I'm going to say he goes ahead of Pat here. At the top, near the top. They're almost to the top there. So let's see. We're getting right down to the nitty gritty here. Almost the last one of them all here. Ryan Seacrest. Now he's definitely brought lots of life to Wheel of Fortune here. And I think is he better? Yeah, he shows he's very genuine. He shows lots of interest with the contestants. He's really talking about like recipes during like Great Food Week and all that. He break dances, all that. He's giving nicknames to Vanna White, Jim Thornton, all the guys there. So I think. Yeah, we know, and he seems he's definitely genuine. I'd say too. He's very genuine. I know it's very early. It's only like 5 months in with him hosting, but I feel good about him. He still has some. I think he's going to go, even though he's great. I think he's going to go here. I still think he has a little work to do. He has some rough patches to work out here, but he knows the game. He's genuine. He's sincere. He wants the contestants to do well. I think eventually he's going to go up to the $5,000 tier, eventually S tier. So he's going to get there. I'm confident. For now, though, I'm going to put him right there I'm going to put him ahead of Rolf here. Rolf, can I put you ahead of Rolf here? There you go. Yep, that's where I think it's going to go right there for ahead of Rolf. But again, I think he's going to climb up the ladder in due time. Just wait and see. Maybe I should put him up here. No, I'm going to put him up here. He's climbing up there right now. He is making his way up the ladder. He really is. As we speak, he's getting there. He really is. So there we go. It's a very quick stream here. Again, I apologize. I know it's not a big turnout here. I know it's quick. I probably didn't need to make this a live stream here, but and hopefully you guys will get to check it out here in the post here and chime in on Wheel of Fortune here and your host thoughts here. We're gonna do more of these in the future here, and maybe revisit this, see if I want to change my rankings here. Yeah, I don't think any of these hosts really deserve to be in bankrupt or lose a turn. All these guys had great potential when hosting Wheel of Fortune here. They all brought something to the table. Definitely, and especially with Rolf here. And I don't know, maybe I was a little harsh on Pat here, although he did, I think a lot of people would agree, in later years, he did try to phone it in a lot. Maybe I was just giving that rating on the strength of his final years there. But anyway, guys, I'm sorry. I know it's a low turnout here, but hopefully you guys will see this in the VOD later on. And hope you're doing well. And I'll be back with another video very soon. And hope to hear your thoughts on these Wheel of Fortune hosts here later on. And again, happy 50th anniversary, Wheel. And thanks for joining me, guys. And until then, this is Billy MC saying goodbye.